Hello friends, and welcome back to the Boxes and Briefs podcast with your boy, Abid. So, I took a bit of a hiatus there for three simple reasons, right? First, boxing and fighting in general tends to take March off just because March is when March Madness happens and everyone in the US, which is the biggest market, is watching that, right? So, there aren't any big pay-per-views ever in March. There aren't any big events ever in March. So this is going to be something that you'll notice if you become a fan. There were some interesting events, specifically in the UFC, which I'll get to later on, just to review them, some of the stuff that I missed. The other reasons were, honestly, I ran out of time, wasn't feeling well like one of the days. So here I am, back. Yay. Better than ever. Thanks again, guys. So let's just start the episode. So, first segment today, we're gonna preview the Friday fight between Lomachenko and Anthony $1 Million Crolla. And I have to say, fucking love that nickname. It's one of the better nicknames. So let's start with the opponent. Anthony $1 Million Crolla was the, I believe, WBA lightweight champion between 2015 and 2016, right? He put himself in a great position. He ended up fighting Jorge Linares. Jorge Linares was probably seen as the #1 guy at lightweight, but at the time, Anthony Crolla was definitely seen as the #2. So when they fought, the Ring Magazine belt was on the line because that belt is usually contested by the #1 and the #2 to crown the best in the division, right? He lost the fight, but it was very competitive. They had a rematch. He lost that one as well. And he's kind of been rebuilding since then. He's been fighting some solid guys. He's back in the title picture. And now he's challenging Vasyl Lomachenko. Right? Okay, I don't know how to say this without sounding like an asshole. Because I really like $1 Million Crolla. Right? He's not that special, if that makes sense. Like, he doesn't have anything where it's just like, oh my god, do you see the footwork on that guy? Or, oh my god, do you see his jab? He's very good at a lot of things. Obviously, he's world championship level, right? But he's not special in anything, and he doesn't have anything where it's just like, that's gonna give Lomachenko problems, right? What he does have in abundance is heart and hard work, and he does not let up in the ring. In the ring, he's just on. He's just constantly on, and you can't discourage him. That's where the heart comes in. He's gonna be in Lomachenko's face the entire night. But I don't think that's going to be enough. I'm picking Lomachenko by knockout, let's say in the 7th, 8th, something like that. And here's why, right? So the guy that beat Anthony Crolla, Jorge Linares, was the ring champ for a while. And then Lomachenko moves up to lightweight from junior lightweight. And his first fight is against Jorge Linares for like basically all the trinkets and the Ring Magazine belt. And Jorge Linares is significantly bigger. He's very skilled. He's special. He has something about him. He has very good like movement. He has very good boxing technique. They call him El Niño de Oro, which I think is Gold Boy. Like it's Golden Boy, but he's Argentinian, so he doesn't step on any of the other Golden Boy like nicknames, I guess, because they're all Mexican. Anyway. So, Vasyl Lomachenko goes up, faces Jorge Linares, and knocks him out in the 10th round. He knocks out the bigger guy after outboxing him in a pretty tough fight, to be honest. He then went on to defend against Jose Sniper Pedraza, who again is also like a very slick movement kind of guy who boxes really well. He didn't knock him out, but he did knock him down. And I thought that was a pretty interesting fight. I think Lomachenko definitely has his ceiling at lightweight. I don't think he can move up anymore, but I definitely think his ceiling is higher than Anthony's, and I don't think that there's going to be much of an issue dismantling Anthony. I think his heart will carry him into the 7th round, but I think by then Lomachenko will be darting in and out, dancing around, doing all his matrix garbage, okay, going to the body, and I think we might see a knockout. So that's my pick for that. I'm doing this preview series just because like there's been a bit of a break in the action. I'm gonna do the preview series just because basically every week for the next like 8 weeks is a big fight. So I'm just gonna do one of these every week. Hope you enjoyed it. Whatever. Moving on to some reviews, right? So the main fight I really wanted to review was Pettis versus Wonderboy, right? So you have Anthony Showtime Pettis versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Oh Lord, what a fucking fight! I'm getting giddy like remembering it again because I watched this live on Twitter because again, someone give me the ability to purchase the pay-per-view, please. I can't get ESPN Plus here. Let me buy the pay-per-view. Moving on. So you have Showtime Pettis moving up to welterweight, so that's 15 pounds from 155 to 170, and facing a perennial contender, one of the top 5 guys I'd say in welterweight. Fought twice with Tyron Woodley, gave him tough fights both times. And Pettis is the first guy to knock him out in MMA, and it's actually no, I think he's the first guy to knock him out completely. Because before this, he was a karate champ and he was like maybe undefeated in like 80 fights or something. So Pettis pulls off the upset special, right? Knocks him out with a Superman right hook, which I didn't even know those were a thing. Like you should assume they're a thing because it's literally just movement and a punch. But I've only ever seen Superman jabs. The Superman right hook was so fucking tasty. Knocks him out cold, doesn't follow up, which is good. He didn't need to follow up. He was out before he hit the ground. A lot of people were saying it's a lucky punch. I don't think it's a lucky punch. I think he set it up well with the leg kicks. I think he set it up in a way where Wonderboy was having a bit of trouble with his movement, and then he surprised him. So like he started taking away his movement a bit, and then he just jumped in with that punch. It landed perfectly. Wonderboy couldn't get out of the way, knocks him out cold. Just beautiful. 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 Next one is in boxing. I wanted to talk about Sergey Lipinets knocking out Lamont Peterson. Now, Lamont Peterson has been a perennial contender, but I wouldn't even call him top 10, to be honest. He fights maybe once a year, but he always goes in tough. He always fights the best person out available, so you gotta give him his respect, but I don't think he's that good. Sergey Lipinets was last seen in action being taken to decision, I believe, by Mikey Garcia at 140 pounds. So he moves up to 147, knocks out Lamont Peterson in a pretty good display of boxing. Well done. I think he's definitely a player now at welterweight, which is probably one of the deeper divisions in boxing these days, but I wouldn't call him top 10 at all. I want to see him in against someone else. I think maybe a Danny Garcia, maybe a Sean Porter. That would be interesting. I think he'd get his ass handed to him if it were Errol Spence or Terence Crawford. But yeah, I think I'd like to see him in a bit more before we start yaying him. But yeah, no, good performance. Last one, or actually no. 2 more I wanna preview. Edson Barboza versus Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje is a Terminator, man. Like, Jesus Christ, this dude does not have blood running through his veins. This dude has motor oil. This dude, like, just comes forward, takes a beating, and just keeps coming forward and destroys your legs, and then somehow lands a punch, and you're out. That's it. That's like the last few. So Gaethje comes into the UFC and he beats Michael Johnson. Oh, I don't rate him that highly at lightweight, to be honest. I don't rate Michael Johnson. I know that's a bit blasphemous to say, but he's been in the lower top 10 for too long. Like he doesn't improve, and he whenever there's a step up, he gets beaten. So he's more of a gatekeeper in my eyes. I don't think he's a contender necessarily. But anyway. So he comes in, he knocks out Michael Johnson, and then he basically goes on a 2-fight losing streak versus, I I want to say Dustin Poirier and Eddie Alvarez. So two of the more violent guys in that division. And really, in both cases, he could have used his wrestling, because he's a very highly rated wrestler. He's very good with his wrestling, but he hates using it. He doesn't. He's here to fight. He's here to knock someone out. He doesn't use his wrestling. In both cases, he probably could have actually stolen those fights away had he used his wrestling, but he just chose not to. So he ended up getting knocked out by both of those guys, and then he comes back and he beats Mike Vick. Again, by first round knockout, taking out his legs and then landing that punch. And he does it again with Edson Barboza. And like, honestly, I was seeing this as a 50-50 fight. I saw it as if Edson Barboza can just keep his distance and land to the body, because that's where Gaethje's real like kryptonite is. He doesn't protect his body well, and he's always there. He's always like high guard, so you can't hit his face. But his body is always there for kicks, punches, whatever you want. And that's how Alvarez and Poirier beat him. They just went to his body. What Barboza could have done was just be able to shift around the ring, get to his body, take him out that way. But what Gaethje didn't let him do, right, was move at all, because he just went at his leg. He just tore up his leg. Like, Barboza was also going for Gaethje's leg. He was tearing it up. He was absolutely destroying it. But it seems like Gaethje is less reliant on his movement, because his movement is literally just straightforward and stay in your face and keep you under pressure. While Barboza needs to move around the ring, set up, throw a kick, and then move around the ring again. Like, that's... So, he took... Like, his leg was more important to him, if that makes sense. Anyway, Gaethje takes out his leg, lands that punch, and honestly, I think he's definitely right back in there when it comes to lightweight. I think at 155 pounds, he has to definitely be one of the top 5 right now. Just because in every fight he's fought, he's gotten a fight of the night bonus, right, or a performance of the night bonus. He's basically making an absolute killing in the UFC, and he always makes these fights tough and competitive. Like, no one gets out of a Gaethje fight without, like, basically not being able to walk for a week, or without, like, their face just looking absolutely horrific. I think he's definitely in the top 10. I think I want to see him. Maybe if Pettis comes back down, that would be interesting. I think there's a lot of people that we could see him with. I'd like to see him in against someone like a Tony Ferguson. I wanna see that. I wanna see him against maybe the winner of Holloway Poirier. That would be interesting. Could be a rematch. Could be against Holloway, who's always fun. And Holloway definitely knows how to keep his distance, and he knows how to go to the body. So that would actually pose like a really interesting challenge to Gaethje. Yeah, no, plenty of fights out there for him. I think he's definitely in the title picture. I think 2 more wins, he's probably in for a title shot. Last one wanted to talk about was Karolina Kowalkiewicz versus the karate hottie Michelle Waterson. And I was picking Karolina by knockout because she's bigger and because she has the striking credentials. But I did not see it coming, to be honest, that someone that is a career 115 pounder, right, just being able, or no, actually no, a career 105 pounder, being able to hang in tough with Karolina. Yeah, no, it was just a bit of a surprise. Have to admit when I'm wrong. Have to give the karate hottie her props. Well done. From what I can tell, it was a great fight. I couldn't find the stream of it, so from what I could tell is that she thoroughly just outfought her. She outlanded, outboxed, outmaneuvered, outgrappled, just everything. So well done. We'll stop picking against you, I guess, because apparently I don't know shit. Anyway, that's it for the review section. So, wanted to talk quickly about some of the fights that have been announced. First of all, I want to get this out of the way. John Jones versus Thiago Santos after he teased us with the Stipe Miocic thing. Fuck you for teasing us with that, because I don't care about seeing you at light heavyweight anymore. I don't. Thiago Santos is gonna go the same way as fucking Anthony Smith. No one in that weight class is on your level at all. Move up, fight Stipe or DC or whoever. Just fight someone that can actually give you a bit of a challenge. Another one that I'm gonna go on a bit of a rant about is Tyson Fury versus Tom Schwartz. Who the fuck is Tom Schwartz? Where the fuck did you find Tom Schwartz? Why the fuck are you fighting Tom Schwartz? Why? Who is... Why? You're so much better than fighting Tom Schwartz. You didn't even like take that big of a beating in your last fight. You got knocked down twice, sure, but like you don't need a fight to you don't need to take a fight off. Fight someone your level. Why the... Like, I get that the ESPN deal makes things difficult. I get that. But like, surely there's someone that was at least considered in the top 10 within the last 3 years. Not Tom fucking Schwartz. Ooh, this one's fun. This one's fun. This one, I'm not going to go on a rant about. This one I'm actually excited about. Josh Warrington versus Kid Galahad. I don't know his actual name. His nickname is the name he uses for fights, so I don't know his actual name. I'm excited for this one. There's a lot of bad blood. They've been going back and forth. Both guys are pretty highly rated. Kid Galahad has a bit of a steroid shadow hanging above him, but he's been testing clean recently, apparently. Josh Warrington is fucking white hot these days, so any fight he's in, I'm down. Especially when it's one with bad blood. I think Kid Galahad is actually one of his mandatories, so this will be a twofer. It's a good fight and a mandatory. So moving on from that, hopefully we'll see him in with one of the title holders. I don't know about that. A lot of politics in this, but we'll see about that. Ooh, another one I'm excited for. Dos Santos versus Ngannou. Will Ngannou take out another legend of the sport, or will Dos Santos actually expose him? Here's the thing. Since the Stipe fight, my love for Ngannou has really... It's really lessened. I really love the Predator in terms of just like, no one has that kind of power when they're out of position. Like, come on. Like that knockout he got on Alistair Overeem. He was out of position for that punch. It was how? But yeah, no. So this fight with Junior Dos Santos will be really good, especially since Junior is much more fresh than Cain Velasquez was. So Cain Velasquez just coming off like 3 years of injuries, not fighting, and blah blah blah. Junior Dos Santos is coming off something like a 1-year layoff. He got a suspension for testing positive, but it turned out that he didn't. It's like he did, but he didn't. But it was a tainted supplement. But blah blah blah. Anyway, he's not suspended anymore, and he's been back in the ring twice since then. He's looked good. So yeah, him versus Ngannou. Probably whoever wins this is straight into a title fight. Be it with DC or if DC has fought Brock by then, it'll be a vacant one, I guess. I don't know, but it'll be a good fight. I wanna see two guys with power. I don't think it moves out of the first round. No way. Like, I know everyone said that for Lewis and Ngannou, but like no one here has back spasms, and Ngannou has his balls back, so it's all good. Yeah, that's about it. So that's it for the fighting portion this week. I wanted to do a very special like next segment because this has been like my main source of entertainment over the last few weeks. So when I'm back, you'll see something a bit different. Hello friends, welcome to Abid Rants, right? And here's the thing, if I look cool, I don't look cool, but if I look stupid, this is what you look like when you flex on that gram. Here's the types of flexing I want to talk to you about today, right? There's two main types that I see all the time. One, right, is the type of flexing where someone is a quote-unquote influencer. Look, having 1,000 people follow you does not make you an influencer. Getting 700 likes on a photo does not make you an influencer. It means you're popular. It does not mean you're... I know there's a fine line, right? I know there is. But No one is paying someone with 700 likes to push some product. And when you have someone like that up for an Influencer of the Year award, and then all her influencer friends like really fucking pushing the agenda, it's just so cringe. Just like, you're not an influencer, man. Just stop it. Stop it. You're popular, we get it. Good for you. I'm glad so many people like you. Don't pretend like it's more than that. The second type I want to talk about today, right, is the one that's like, in your face, like, look at me, rich, in it, That one's my favorite. Because honestly, like, the first one's just a bit cringy because it's like, we get it, you're popular, people are trying to support you, whatever. Like, you can aim high. But these guys don't aim high. Because these guys literally have rich fathers and then basically pass it off as their own wealth. Borrowing money from your dad to get something copyrighted, or starting an Instagram account of something and then calling yourself the CEO does not make you successful, bro. That's not how this fucking works. What I do love, okay, so I'll give you an example of my favorite account. I watch this guy every day, love him, quote him all the time, right? His latest story, he wakes up, he shows us his suite, right? He gets in his car, he shows us his car and his friend's car. He gets on a boat, shows us his boat. I'd call it a boat, he calls it a yacht. He shows us like the two people that work on the boat. He shows us some hummus and he's just like, look at this, my private chefs whipped this up. Bro, it's hummus. Like, it's just so good. It's the right kind of cringe, right? Because it's just like, dude, your dad worked so hard for this money and you're just a fucking disappointment. You call yourself the CEO of like 7 companies. You call yourself successful. You go give talks. And this is true, right? He bought a meme account. Deleted like most of the posts, turned it into his own private account. And now he's flexing on us that not only is he a quadruple CEO, quadruple, right? But also he has 70,000 followers, even though like he gets about 100 likes a picture. And like each picture is always obviously flexing. When someone called him out on that, he was just like, dude, I'm just trying to give you guys some inspiration. No, you aren't. You fat fuck. You're just trying to show us how many cars you have. I don't get Instagram flexing, man. Here's my theory about Instagram flexing. If you actually know who you are as a person, if you are like relaxed with who you are as a person, if you like to really drive this home, I guess, if you have a small penis, you're probably gonna be flexing on Instagram. If you are comfortable with the size of your penis, you're not gonna be flexing on Instagram. If you don't know who you are as a person, you're gonna try and define yourself by all the shit you own. The shit you own is not a personality. Being rich is not a personality. Being rich is not being successful. Not being successful by being rich is not a personality. You see how this works? You see the circle we're going in? But yeah, just wanted to talk about Instagram influencers and flexing. Thank you. That's been this week's episode. Like, share, and subscribe. You know, because we gotta show them haters. I'm just trying to influence you guys. Just trying to inspire you guys to follow me and love me. Much love, guys. See you next week. Oh wait, I didn't tell you guys about Yoda. I put Yoda up here because I actually started boxing. Cause look, started going to boxing. I actually opened up my knuckle. It was pretty fun. It feels great. Can't wait to start sparring. That'll probably happen in a few weeks. But yeah, no, we'll keep you up to date with that. But in the meantime, since everything's in my gym bag, Yoda gets to move up. So yay.